Hello, Rick97 here, and welcome to our first look at what is an upcoming demo of Terminator Dark Fate Defiance, which is an upcoming real-time strategy game developed and published by Slytherins. And there's a demo coming in the near future. On the 9th of October, it's being released as part of the Steam Next Fest, and the kind folks over at Slytherin threw me a press copy of the demo to, show off for you fine folks before you get your hands on it. So in the demo itself, there will be 3 storyline missions. This is the 3rd mission of it, which I'm currently kind of playing through, and we'll utilise to kind of talk about the game a little bit. But there will also be a skirmish mode, which I've not had access to yet, so I will be interested in seeing what that looks like when it comes out. So in the game, set in obviously the Terminator universe, this is about 10 years after the kind of Skynet kicked off the machine's first rose, and the kind of 4 factions available to you. You've got the Founders, who are the kind of remnants of US military, the Machines, which are known as Legion, and then you've got the Resistance as well, and we are playing as the Founders. This is one of the kind of storyline missions, and there's quite a lot of, obviously, chat, and it's all fairly well voice acted, but I have muted it for the sake of this video, because I don't want to talk over them or be constantly interrupted. So what's the situation? Well, this is a Founders base, which we are currently guarding. We only control a small section of troops, and we're under attack by the Legion, or the Wireheads as they are colloquially known. Currently we've got some infantry squads and some ranger squads, kind of standard guys with guns. We do have ourselves an ATGM squad with only a couple of missiles left, a sniper squad, a good old Humvee, and a striker. And you all know how I enjoy my strikers. But we have just been given access to Bradley. So this is set, as I say, kind of 10 years-ish in the future, and there's a little bit of future tech to it. So while the Bradley itself is fairly recognisable, it does have some interesting additions, such as a plasma autocannon. So it's not purely realistic, and that's what I should a fair way of saying it. What you'd expect when you're fighting against an oppressive AI. Although one thing which it very, very mildly kind of ground my nerdy gatekeeping gears is when they refer to the Bradley as a tank. But despite the fact it's obviously named as an IFV. And I know for the vast majority of people those things are one and the same, but yeah, I don't know why. It's probably a bad thing that irks me. Okay, so there is, as I say, ammo, which we've already seen, but there's also kind of fuel and things as well. So although we have a Bradley, it has not been fueled, so we need to find ourselves the fuel truck, which actually I can't remember which one we use the fuel truck. That's not it. We have to get ourselves a Bradley. That's the ammo truck. That's all the way down here. Perfect. We have to get ourselves a fuel truck up to our Bradley, so we can get her fueled and get her up to the front line. Graphics are pretty good. I enjoy them. I would sometimes like to get a little bit closer to the models, just to see some of the action and see the shots fired. But it's certainly passable for just now. This is a bit of a storyline mission, as, surprise, surprise, the machines managed to find a secondary route of attack that we're unprepared for, and bad things happen. The unit models in this, so the vehicles do take kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Damage of certain components, that's what component damage, so it's not just kind of hit points and destroyed. I'm just going to click this box to open up the supply and say, hey, you should refuel things that are nearby, which will refuel that Bradley, and now you can see they are fueling up. And yes, you will see that each of their elements can be destroyed, their wheels, their armor, etc, 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 before they just get blown up. Alright, I need to set up some stuff over here because no one else is guarding it. They have kindly given me some engineers, so why don't we lay some anti-tank mines? So I need to lay mine one. I would like some AT mines, and if I do that, I believe you will do it. Good man. Okay, how is the Bradley getting on? You now have all your fuel. I need you to get ammo. Let's just bring the Bradley over here. And what we're going to do is we're actually going to tell the crew who are currently driving a fuel tank here to get out. I'm going to say, hey, I'd really like you guys to actually crew this supply truck so I can go over and give some ammo to my Bradley. My engineers are busy laying mines, which is good to see. At some point they'll come under fire. I want to make sure we don't get caught out when that happens. Okay, good. You and you have fuel. Let's head over here. And we'll get our Bradley armed. Oh, first bad guy's approaching. You fall back. Now my Bradley's not here yet, but let's get the striker involved, shall we? In fact, let's get our some drones there. We can get our engineers to actually that's a supply depot. That's not a turret. Go back a little bit. You open up. Supply, please. And we should see our ammunition start to fill up. Beautiful. And then we'll get there and we'll support this push. So I've neglected it slightly. So there's in this base there's these supply points as well. So if I put my engineers into here, they can open up and they will automatically supply vehicles and people hanging about. Speaking of, I'm going to get my ATGM squad to come up here as well. One, because they're good at hitting armor, and two, because they chew through their missiles and would benefit from being beside a supply point. Building up, beautiful. So whereas in addition we've got the kind of Abrams, there's a few kind of classic pieces of US armored machinery updated for the times. The kind of the robots we've been finding thus far have been your classic kind of upright humanoid Terminator type machines. We've seen some drones, we've seen some attack dog-esque things, as well as the larger armored units. There seems to be a good variety in opponent time. One thing I'm interested in, and they market themselves as kind of a realistic tactical strategy. I forgot what RTS stood for a minute. Rather than a real-time tactical strategy, they have this realistic tactical strategy. And I'm also curious as to see exactly how they're leaning into that realistic element. And I've not, because these are very scripted missions that we've had access to, I've not really had an opportunity to really play around and find out if I took nothing but infantry without 80 weapons against a tank, do they all just get bullied, or can you slow damage all the time? How far does that realism come into it? So you can see here, this one, for example, is starting to get damaged by various bits and pieces. Beautiful ATGM, which is, probably next generation Javelin. We do need to tell you to open up your supply. And then these guys will start to drop on that supply and get, well, we'll get all sorts of things. Let's park our Bradley back here and we can get our striker pulled out. You can load up guys into the vehicles as well, so a striker can house all our troops and things if we so desire it or require it. Okay, what do we do? Hold forward outpost, which we've got, hold the lake to the left, and keep people on the turret one. Not a problem. We are doing all those wonderful things. Now, in the game itself, as well as the individual missions, there will be an overworld which has kind of a strategic layer to it, where you can develop your squads, you resupply your troops based on the supplies you've got, presumably you recruit new troops, and that will be missing for demo. There's a little hint at what it looks like, which we'll get to at the end of this video, and I think that's what might make things interesting and different. So I don't know, how much unit spawning you'll do in mission and how much it'll be here is the forces at your disposal, and then you have to kind of go and execute a mission. But I also think it's interesting when you can get asymmetric and one-sided missions in this. Whew. So this is a big boy tank. Take an ATGM to the face. I mean, it's fair, I've played this mission, I knew it was coming, but still, satisfying nonetheless. We've got our own, well, not our time, we've got IFE, and we've got our ATGM. Gets our Walker Beast out. We have some anti-tank mines. Probably going to do horrible things to the Bradley if he gets around to firing upon it. Any supply? You are, good man. Oh, lovely. While we're waiting, oh, my engineers are tucked away in here. I wonder if I could get someone else to man that. You come over here. Let's see if you can man the supply things. We'll get engineers to start laying some more mines. Because why not? Oh, and they're starting to. Oh, put a hole in our turrets here. So you can see this guy's currently a damaged barrel. In moments of quiet, you can tell the crew to kind of get out and repair their vehicle, which is good because there's elements where it makes sense. They can essentially get it back to full health, which is maybe a little bit OTT, but I think it's a nice little feature to have where you don't need an engineer unit. You can get the crews themselves to be like, deal with this. I'm going to pop my engineers out. I'll get my rangers in there. I'm sure they love being supply boys. I'm going to get you to start laying a bunch of mines all over the place. Partly because I do know the Legion are coming from lots of places. Eyes up. Beautiful. Maybe we can send our Humvee and our Striker to supplement this forward-facing base since we've lost a turret. Cool. So yes, your standard infantry squads, let's say they have some AT elements in terms of these schmoz and a few grenades and things, but it would be interesting if you kind of depleted their schmoz and see how they held up with just small arms fire. Alright, I'll skip through the story stuff. As I say, you get a chance to play this yourself on October the 9th. There we go, shoot them up. These are the kind of, well, you can't see them exactly, but these are the dog things, kind of fast-ranged infantry of the Legion. Oh, they're breaking in. Run away. Run away! Right, let's get our Humvee down here. And let's get some infantry support. Our beleaguered engineers here. Come on. Thank you. So as far as I can tell, the orange bit will heal. So that's the kind of injuries individual units have. But when an individual unit dies, you don't seem to get that back as they recover over time in one of these defensive buildings. Don't know whether you will have on-map recruitment or other bits and pieces. A little bit of an unknown, but certainly an element in terms of individual models can heal themselves. Alright. What happens if you go over the top of your own mines? Okay. A sensible gameplay decision. You stay here. Yeah, we'll swing the Bradley then to help out, why not? He's only got so much oomph. Yeah, so these guys are now healing up. And so the three of them will recover their wounds, but the dead guy will stay dead. Beautiful, we'll get a Striker Phasm that way. And yeah, very smooth, very easy to use, no issues on that front so far. Like I said, I think what will make or break it will definitely be the strategic layer and how much your decision-making influence can be. And it certainly seems to be not only in terms of force generation and protection and upgrades, is how you ally and who you ally with. So over kind of three main factions, there seems to be a few others kicking about, and you can work with them, work against them, form alliances against machines, or simply be our way or the highway. Do I have control of the Abrams now? I do! Beautiful. So what have we got in here? So from AP, we've got, okay, 7.62. Okay, some heats. We've got 120mm main gun, 7.62, and a 12.7mm, presumably coaxial. Beautiful. Okay, which that seems fairly standard. Cool. Alright, so we are about the 15 minute mark. We will hold on for one more assault. So our objective now is to kind of hold all the various parts of the base and against an ever-increasing onslaught of enemies. And I'll not spoil how easy or how badly that goes. Oh, we got another HCGM squad. That's sweet. Where shall I put you? Probably beside a supply depot somewhere. Why don't you fall back to this supply depot? I'll have you guys man it. Ow, something big's coming. Go get him. Ah, my person I put a shot. Let's fall back into the base. You guys are doing well. This seems something big and scary. Oh, it's just a transporter. Take that. And repair your Striker. Yeah, we're bossing over here. Beautiful. I mean, it's quite an interesting little play on here, and I wonder how it will work in other missions as well, whereby holding certain points has certain stats effects. So by holding onto this warehouse, for example, our turrets will be rearmed periodically. By holding onto this repair bay, it means we will slowly over time repair the vehicles in here, and we get access to them. So I think it's kind of an interesting mechanic where certain hold points on the map lead into certain advantages and disadvantages. Cool, alright, we've got some more vehicles available to us. Humvees. Do we have any crews? That's the bit I'm really kind of short on, is drivers for this. Ah, here they are here. You, sir. Get in a Humvee. You, sir. Get in another Humvee. How we doing? You've been better. These are the standard cool Terminator things. Wow, our actually terrible. As we say, stop trying to hit them and hit them. Right, why don't you lads go back over this way actually? There's no real need for us to hold that point. How are you feeling about life? Yeah, your wheels are a bit shot up, which does affect their movement, so it's interesting to see how the individual component damage all have kind of individual effects. Beautiful. I suspect you're going to run into missiles super quickly though. Oh no, that's from a Bradley. It's using, presumably you have some tow missiles then, which I don't think I had on my Bradley. Did I? No. So some different variants there. That looks more like your standard current tech level of Bradley. Maybe it's one of the ones where in the example of a campaign you're going to start in standard modern day and then work your way up. But cool, but anyway, so yeah, I'm going to jump it. Let's have a quick jump out of here and we'll go have a look at the sneak of the overworld map, which we see at the very end of this mission. Okay, so here's where the essentially the third mission dumps you as the kind of end of the demo run, is up onto this world map. And the interesting bit is obviously how you then manage your squad management you've got here. So it shows you your people that you actually survived with, and you've got the option to resupply them, obviously using your generic supply points, of which I don't have much, so I don't think I can actually afford to do this. No, I cannot. That will obviously get them their ammunition and their gear back, and then we can spend people to then actually bring them up to full strength. Although interestingly, they then consume more supply per day. And there's an interesting purpley wurple goodwill, okay, which presumably we'll get back to at some point. Yeah, and so that's the kind of sheet layer where you then have this. It almost seems like a roaming squad which you move around with, and I don't know if it's going to be a case you have some solid bases and then roaming armies, almost like Total War-esque, which could be an interesting way of doing it, and then also choosing kind of where you hit and where you're having to defend. So yeah, definitely interesting. As you can see, I didn't make it out with particularly many forces at the end of that mission. Everyone's a little bit beat up, but that's the way it goes. So yeah, I'm really interested in this game. I'm really excited to see where it ends up. It was cool to have a little first sneak peek. As I said, the full demo comes out on the 9th of October, so go grab it, have a go, and yeah, let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Cheerio!